Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Show and Tell What the Hell. And today we're presenting Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie line, Marvel Legends. And yeah, I'm very excited to have this figure in. I just opened him up and am barely playing around with him now. And so far, I'm very, very impressed by this figure, despite it not having a Build-A-Figure piece with it. Usually, the first thing that I want to do when I see a figure line coming out at the stores is I want to get the ones with what seems to be what I feel may be the harder to find. Now there could be a one per box in the first wave, but then they start supplying them later on. But yeah, you'll see like, oh, this figure is a one per box. Everybody go get them. And then a couple of months later, they start putting them in the box, and then you start seeing all the other ones that people have. Let's say there's people at Walmart or Target that are stashers, and then they realize they are running out of money, so or someone else in the store finds it and puts it back out. Anyway, this strikes me as a figure that I'm not sure. It could go either way. You could start seeing this guy at Amazon for $14.99, or you could start seeing him for $40 on Amazon. That's the name of the game with Marvel Legends, because there's so many collectors out there now. But Taskmaster has that general Taskmaster motif. You know, you got the skull, the hood, the orange, and the blue. But there's a lot of cool details I'm noticing that are getting me excited for the movie, which has not come out yet at this point. But he's got his sword, of course. And one thing about Taskmaster I have always enjoyed since I was a kid is that he's very inspiring. He puts his mind to it, and he can do anything kind of character. You know, he's like, anything you can do, I can do. I'm just a man. I have no powers, but his power, his unofficial power, I guess, is the power of the will. If he wills it to happen, it will be. And he likes to get very much like Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom's more on a cerebral level. But this guy's more. He's got. Okay, let's take a look here. He comes with two of these, so I've kind of set him up with how I wanted his hands. He's got what looks to be Black Panther-esque claws. Of course, his signature shield with a design there that's been very consistent throughout the years, and he's much like wields it like Captain America. And of course, he's got his bow and arrow like Hawkeye. So he essentially gets all the powers. He studies all the Avengers, mimics their moves, their powers, knows their weaknesses. That kind of dude. Pretty cool. Pretty annoying to the Avengers, but otherwise just awesome. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few other Taskmaster figures, some of the more comic book looking ones. Well, because they are from the comic book, but I don't have my original one with me. Unfortunately, my Toy Biz, it's somewhere put away. But that's alright. I do got some of the other ones here. Two more of the recent Taskmasters. Both great figures, too. This is the original costume, of course. Which, to me, I think, way better head sculpt. But they still don't have the original Taskmaster-looking face. And people say, well, what do you mean? He had like a skull. It's like, well, he kind of had this weird bug eye thing that just set him apart from a lot of the other villains. Otherwise, he looks like any other hooded skeleton. This one has the metal skeleton head there, which I guess that was borrowed. And then there's that other helmet, what they call the Udon Taskmaster, which I should have gotten another one just to have that, just to display that. But that came with a Hydra pack as well, that same helmet. But here are your three Taskmasters. Your more traditional looking one, more modern, and your movie one. And they all look pretty good. I wish this guy would have had a cape, but I guess that would have looked silly in the movies. I don't know. Where's this guy's shield? I have to find it. But they all have that weird design too. So anyway, one thing, if you want to do some Googling, there used to be this figure out there from it was kind of like a He-Man clone knockoff series. Um, Warrior Beasts, was it Suko that did that? And there's a character called Skullman, and originally, from what I understand, is that that was going to be the Taskmaster. It was going to be a Marvel line, and they still kept this Taskmaster head mold. And if you look at the old original mold, there's two different head molds. One of them looks a lot like Taskmaster, because he had this kind of veiled look over underneath the eyes, where his eyeballs would be just kind of like popping out, and then you'd see the under part where it'd be like the skull. And it was hard to tell if it was like a mask or if that was his face. That's what I kind of enjoyed about it. Um, but yeah, if you could get a chance to pick up some of the old Taskmaster comics from 70s, 80s. Oh, what's this? Like a weird hair? It's a string. Check it out. He's just a very impressive character. I'm glad they put him in MCU. Knowing how the MCU operates, I definitely see how they may end up just killing him off. Especially since we hadn't heard from him after with the events of the Black Widow movie. But it would be nice to have that character continue and come out in future shows or series. But he's just overall a badass character, and I just hope they don't kill him off because he's too cool for that. Anyway, folks, you've been watching Show and Tell What the Hell. Feel free to check out some of the other videos that I have. And hey, subscriptions help. I'm trying to actually, I really didn't care about it before until YouTube decided that they were going to make me get 1,000 subscriptions before I do a live chat. And it'd be nice to do a live chat and talk about toys, comics, whatever, with you folks. So if you want that to happen, then feel free to subscribe then. Anyway, you guys be safe out there. Wear your masks like the Taskmaster. And we'll see you later on.